Hi, everybody. Happy Friday to you. Greg and I here on the Local Marketing Institute Q&A live. And we don't have slides. So never mind. No,
Oh,
we're
am I
done.
not sharing
No,
my screen? Good Lord.
it's okay, buddy. I'm
I am fired. I'm all like playing the slides over there. I'm like, what are you talking about? We don't have slides.
I'm like,
There we go.
yes, yes, yes. Okay.
There we go. It's that
All right.
show.
There we go. There we go. See, dude, we didn't do a picture at the
I know.
side.
We gotta do a picture. We gotta get new pictures done.
What the jeez, man. All right. Okay, fine. Anyway, New Year's resolution. Okay, so Local Marketing Institute Live. Hi, I'm Ben Fisher with Steady Demand. You can find me on, actually, dude, I don't use Blue Sky much. Do
I
you?
don't really use it anymore either, so we'll have to fix that in the new year too.
Why don't we change it to LinkedIn?
Let's change it to LinkedIn. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we're going to change it to LinkedIn. Forget that. All right. Anyway, so Greg Gifford, my fabulous co host. And you can join us, of course, on the Local Marketing Institute Connect, and where we have north of around 2.6 thousand members. And with that, if you would like Greg and I in your ear at any time, you can just listen to us on Apple, Google, Spotify. And again, we really need to kill that iHeartRadio. I don't know who listens to iHeartRadio. You know, do you? Do you listen to?
I
Does
do not.
anybody in the audience? Any of you actually
I mean,
listen to
clearly somebody out there
iHeartRadio?
does. If it's part of every podcast service distributes to iHeartRadio, so
I don't know,
there must be
man.
people.
I mean, it doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost any time to put it there. So it's okay. So just keep it. So, all right.
Yep.
Anyway, fine, fine, fine. We'll keep it. Let's go ahead. We'll do a couple quick shout outs. We got Mike there. How's it going, Mike? Donna is here. Jan, how's it doing, Jan? Haven't seen you in ages, my man. No, I'm just kidding, of course. Mark, how's it going, Mark? Good to see you. And we've got Mr. James Cant. How you doing, James? Good to see you, buddy. All right. With that, we can get started. And you can stop sharing your screen, buddy. All right. So, yes, so we have a couple news items today, but that's all we got. So we do have one question in the Q&A from Chad. Thank you. Our goal here is that by the time we're done with getting through news is we'd like to see at least 9 questions into the Q&A, or hey, give us a GBP. We'll audit it, or a website. We'll audit it. Although I like GBP roasts. Those are fun.
GBP roasts are the best.
Yes. Throw in a competitor of one of your clients. Why not? Let's roast them. All right. With that, we're going to get started on the news. Okay. No sounds, huh? Still?
Yeah, I can't get I don't know what's going on with the new Mac. I got my old laptop in here. I need to screw around with it and see if I can get it working on the old laptop since it
All
won't work
right.
on the new one.
Okay. All right. Okay. Fine. 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 All right. Well, with that, we are going to just go ahead and get into it. Okay. So, news. We have quite a few little news items today. And by the way, just as a little sidebar, I'm assuming everybody has gotten our brand new spanking newsletter. Yay. That came out. Well, at least our warm up came out last week. Now, the first newsletter actually will be coming out this week. All right. So, that being said, so the first thing we're going to talk about is Q&A, questions and answers. It's basically being deprecated, okay? I don't there's
Copy.
no real nice way to say this. It's kind of going the way of the ghost. And here's why. Basically, it's on desktop, it's gone. It's going to be leaving. Goodbye. We've been seeing it for a long time. Now it's only going to be a mobile. Okay. And you can't add any new questions. As a matter of fact, nobody can add a new question. The only thing you can do is currently, and I say currently, is reply to any kind of question that was already there. Thank you, Google. Pretty freaking useless.
Right.
But anyway, whatever. And it's going to be replaced with AI Q&A. So thanks, I guess, Google.
Yeah, that's not going to go bad at all with hallucinations either.
No, and people aren't going to be up in arms about it either, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I will say, I was saying with Greg the other day, we're getting ready for a webinar that we've got coming up in a little while, January. And we're going to be talking about the state of AI and search, right? And, have you seen on mobile the new ask questions about this place?
I have not.
It's really killer. So you look up any business and you go to the bottom, right? And at the bottom of the profile, it says ask questions about this place. And they'll have some questions there already, basically. So it's actually pretty kick ass. I use it all the time now. After I found it, because like me, right? It's like I collect Star Wars bullshit, right? Star Wars
Yeah.
stuff. But I collect the really old stuff, which like nobody ever has. Nobody carries it. I've gone to like 15 places here in Phoenix, and I've only found two that actually have it. So what I do now is instead of trucking my ass all the way out to some place in God Bumbuck,
You
by
can
the
ask
way,
that and see if they have it.
yeah, I can ask it and say, hey, do they carry this? And it'll come back and says, "Yep, they sure do," or users say no, or whatever. So anyway,
Right.
it's pretty useful, I guess, is what it
That's
is.
cool.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sad about Q&A going away. Are you?
I mean, we did have some clients where it was very effective, where we would anticipate the questions being asked, preload those questions, get answers in, so they get this really immediate answer
Mhm.
if they were to ask a similar question. And that worked a couple of times and it was cool. But overall, if you look at is the juice worth the squeeze? Absolutely not.
No, I mean we used to do it for our clients through API, and that's gone now. I mean they removed the
Yeah.
endpoint. Um, but it brings to light a question, and that is it better and much more valuable to have it on your owned property, your website, versus on Google? And I think the answer there is always yes, 100% of the time. And this is a great example of why, because Google giveth and Google will taketh away,
Yeah.
right? And so now all this content that you've got is basically going to get lost. Although I think Darren was saying something like he's building a Q&A export tool, which I kind of don't know how he's going to do that, considering there is no API endpoint. But
Some sort of scraper, obviously.
yeah, I guess so. Maybe. I don't know. Audience, what about you? Are you excited or sad or indifferent about Q&A going away? Audience is really quiet
Audience is
today.
quiet.
Audience is quiet.
So
Okay.
they must really not care.
I guess they don't. I guess they don't. All right. Either that or they're just not listening and they're just hanging out here for some reason.
Right.
All right. We'll keep going. Oh, there we go.
Indifferent. Meh.
Indifferent.
Yeah.
Meh.
Nobody cares.
Okay. Meh. Love it. Nice. All right. Cool. All right. So that being said, on to the next news item. The next news item is about review appeals being delayed. For those who are not in the know of what that actually means, which I doubt, I think everybody here pretty much is, and that is this means that if you are going ahead and say submitting for missing reviews or fake reviews or review attacks, things like that, they're backlogged. Basically, it's the holidays, and then B, you got to remember they just went through a 2 month slog where they were dealing with tons of tickets and duplicate tickets and probably triplicate tickets for people who were missing reviews every single day. So cause and effect,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. What do you think, buddy?
I
Anything to say
mean, it
there?
is what it is. It's slowed down now. They'll catch back up. They always do.
Yeah,
Be aware
exactly.
that it's slowed down now, but it's not always going to be that way.
Exactly. It always comes back, you know. Everybody freaks out and they're like, oh my God, this is the end of the world. It's the end of the world. No, it's the end of the world for 30 days.
Yeah.
It happens. Just like
Yeah.
next year. Next year, we'll have a suspension apocalypse. That's going to happen probably in February or March,
I mean, to be fair, doesn't that happen every week?
every year. Not every week, but every year. It feels like an apocalypse every week, but yeah.
Right.
All right. Next news item. And this one's interesting. And I love this. And I think you're going to love this too, by the way. Google has officially come out and said, and this was Gary Isles and also Danny, basically saying that AI SEO is just SEO, guys. That's it. Nothing new, nothing special. I slightly agree with it. only slightly. Um, I have been
Why only
saying,
slightly?
well, here's why. Is because I mean I've been banging the AI drum since well, shit, machine learning drum since 2013, but the AI drum for at least the past 3 years, ever since ChatGPT came out, and been watching it very closely. And here's what I realized: is that yes, traditional SEO tactics continue to work from an AI for AI. However, AI shifts things from strings to things. It's a final shift. And what I mean by that is that it's looking at the entity as a whole everywhere. So what do you have to do? Is you have to basically pay attention to the reputation of the business or the entity because that is what is feeding into the AI overviews or AI mode. And what I mean by that is by looking at things like where are you being mentioned? Are those things positive? Are they negative? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. For instance, a Glassdoor review can destroy your company's reputation, not just on Glassdoor, but in AI overviews as well. So that's why I say I slightly agree.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of those things, a lot of SEOs were looking at anyway, though.
If you're a good SEO, yes.
There it is. There it is. AI SEO is the same as SEO if you're a good SEO and a real marketer. If
Right.
you're a checklist SEO who is doing things the way you do them because you're following some list of instructions and didn't really figure it out yourself and don't really understand why those things are important, then of course it's probably not just SEO for you.
Exactly, exactly. And good SEOs, great SEOs, have always taken a look at the entire picture from everything from conversions to marketing to how you customer service, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It all kind of works together. Hey, Susan. So yeah, I mean, see, Susan's going to catch us on iHeartRadio so she can catch up, you know,
Right.
because you missed an entire 13 minutes. Seriously. So yeah, no, I completely agree. But next year is going to be really freaking interesting. It's going to be really interesting because AI is going to go overboard. I mean, I'm making the prediction now that AI mode is basically going to end up. I think AI mode is going to replace Google search for the most part. I think we're going to see the two things merged.
I think so too, but I don't think they're going to make that move until they get their head wrapped a little bit better around how to do local. Because AI for local is still so damn wonky.
Not in AI mode, man. In
Yeah.
AI mode, the shift has already happened, and it's only been in the past couple of weeks. Do a search now in AI mode. I mean, you could do some really kick-ass shit. Number one, they have a knowledge panel inside of AI mode, meaning that if you click on, say, a link to the, I can't even call it a link, the symbolic link of the company's name in AI mode, it opens up a little knowledge panel, just like on Google search. Place is rife for ads. It's so ripe, really is. And that's what they're going to have to figure out, Greg, is they're going
Yeah.
to have to figure out ads, right?
Well, that too. Yeah.
And once they figure that out, it's game over.
Yeah.
So, but the other cool thing that you can do, which you can't do on Google search, is you can select multiple businesses from the list and it puts them into the chat box and then you can query against that,
That's really cool.
you know? So again, we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg on this at this point right now. I got so much more testing to do with it, but they've kind of figured out local. I think at least they're getting there, I should say,
Oh
because they
yeah,
still
they're
give a
they're starting
list.
to get there for sure.
Yeah. And if you go to ChatGPT, local's broke, like real bad broke.
I think ChatGPT made a big splash being the first to market with an LLM that was publicly consumable and usable. I just don't see ChatGPT wins the race. Google's going to win the race. Google
Yeah.
has all the data, all the users. Look at the study that showed that the active monthly user base for Gemini grew 5 times faster than ChatGPT from
Yeah.
August through November. Like,
Yeah.
why would you switch to ChatGPT when you then still have to go back to Google to do your final Google search when you can just do it all in Google. And AI mode and Gemini are so much faster than ChatGPT with responding now. Like it's just a
Mhm.
better experience.
And I mean, Nano Banana is bananas.
And everything's tied into all of the Google products, which everyone's already using. So again, why would you switch and use ChatGPT when you can get Gemini inside of Sheets and inside of
Exactly.
Gmail and all of the other stuff? So
And also, if you take a look at it, things like ChatGPT, they could be hacked left and right. You know, I mean,
yeah,
just this year we've seen a couple different instances. I mean, okay, let's list them out really quickly. We have time. Okay, so one of those instances was ChatGPT. All of their private conversations were exposed in search. Yay! You won't see that from Google.
yeah,
Uh, Also, prompt injection hacks. Also, ChatGPT. 100%. Connect your Gmail to ChatGPT. It's such a wonderful idea until you have your bank account information stolen.
right.
You know? So, and this is going to get worse next year. This is going to get so much worse, I
Oh
think,
yeah,
especially with the agents and the browsers. Um, you know, agents in the browsers. I mean, I think having an agent in a browser is the stupidest thing in the entire world. You know, like Claude is, I mean, even ChatGPT is like, you should try it. You should try it. No, screw you. I'm not trying that. No, thanks. I don't
yep,
care if it's going to give me a better workflow. Anyway, yeah, so I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, and Chad, I agree 1,000%. Chat GPT doesn't know what they want to be when they grow up. They're trying to
yep,
do all these different things. If they just focused on one, maybe they could maybe win,
yeah.
but that's not going to happen. Okay, cool. Before I continue on, now that we are almost halfway through the news, we have 3 questions in the Q&A. So if you would like us to be here for a while today, please go ahead, add more questions to the Q&A. Let us roast a GBP or we'll audit a GBP. Up to you. Or we do
If we
both.
don't get enough and we have to leave early, it's Susan's fault for showing up late.
It is. It is. It is. Everybody can go, boo, Susan, boo. There we go. Okay. All right, cool. All right, next news piece. Speaking of AI, yes, you did boo yourself. We see, we might have to get a T-shirt for that too, Greg.
I booed
I
myself.
booed myself. Okay. I just started playing around with the asshat though.
Yeah.
We are gonna make assets
Oh, let's
and
do it.
anonymous attendee, you know, shirts, and maybe we'll just get an AA hat or something like that. You know, I don't know. All right, not Alcoholics Anonymous though.
Yeah, that wouldn't be misinterpreted at all. I'm sure it'd be fine.
No, of course not. Okay, another cool thing on mobile with AI. I don't know why they're calling this AI, but whatever. I think it's like duplex redo.
Yeah, but also it's not just mobile, what you're about to talk about.
Are you still on desktop now?
It is on desktop now.
Jesus Christmas.
Just happened this week.
Really? Wow, that's news.
Not for everybody, but for certain types of queries. I had a big conversation with Joy about it 2 days ago, maybe three. But yeah, we've found a bunch of different queries now.
Okay. James, you can ask that in the Q&A, buddy. Sorry. Hey, we're up to 5 now. That'll make it 6. Okay.
Yep.
So, yeah, I love this feature actually. I used it the day it came out on mobile. And here's why I love it. Okay. And I see what you're going, what you're doing there, buddy. I see what you're doing there. I'll explain why I love it. And then I want to hear what you got to say. Okay. All right. And then we'll have the audience vote. How's that? Okay. So why I like it is that, so I did a search for a plumber near me, right? And it's a get information from, multiple people. Great. Fantastic. Do it. Fill out the form very quickly, said what I needed, my phone number, my email address, go, right? 10 minutes later, I'm off doing work, whatever. I get an email and it says, this company responded. They're available and they meet your needs, basically. And they said, these 2 companies did not respond. You can contact them if you really want to, basically. It's kind of what it says. And so really what's happening, of course, in the background is there's some kind of AI voice or whatever giving a call to the companies and now saying, hey, just out of curiosity, do you do this? Do you do that? Do you do that? Can you be available tomorrow? Whatever. And there's somebody who picked up the phone. Okay. This is the key part that I like. Somebody who picked up the phone answered the questions. Now, how many times have you gone and needed something soon and gone through that freaking map pack, clicked on the first one, called, no one answers, click. Call the next one, no one answers, click. Call the next one, I'm not leaving you my number, click.
Or they answer and you talk to them and tell them what you need, and they're like, yeah, we can get a technician out next week.
Right, exactly. So, in other words, AI is currently all about convenience, getting answers at the right time, right? Mainly, and saving you time. And that's what this feature does. And that's why I like it. Now, what do you think, buddy?
I don't know what may have changed since you did it, but when I was testing it this week, when you click have AI get prices, it's like a six screen form, like a little modal window pops up with the
Yeah.
form. And it's like
Mhm.
six screens of shit that you have to answer before it goes to call, which I get. It needs the information to know what you're looking for and what your price range is, et cetera, et cetera. I think it will be better in the future when they can figure out how to make that form a little less cumbersome because right now, if I really needed to, like, of course, I'm clicking through the whole thing because I want to see how it works.
Right.
But if I'm really looking for a plumber and I'm clicking and all of a sudden I'm on a fourth screen that I have to answer a couple questions on, and then it sends me to a fifth screen and I'm like, how much longer is this going to go? I might just bail and just start making those calls because like I'm annoyed at the process of it. But yeah, so it shows for a lot of automotive service terms. And so basically what we're trying to do now is figure out how we can trigger it because when Joy did her test, it called 10 businesses. So they didn't check or think to check, or maybe they did at the time and they don't remember now, but I was talking to her about it and they don't know. How does it select the 10 to call? Is it just calling the
Yeah.
top 10 in the map
Mm.
pack? Or is it calling the top three and randomly picking other things? Or is it randomly picking whatever? We don't know. So one of
Yeah.
the things we're going to test is we're going to do it multiple times and see when you get the email that says, here's the 10 places we called, does it match the order of what you saw in the map pack at the time?
It
Because
doesn't.
I don't think that it does, but we want to see how much overlap there is. So we're going to do it enough because, oh well, we're going to annoy some people with some calls, right? Whatever. Let's see that. Like, how does it
Yeah.
match up to what you? Because like, if you Ben Fisher were going to do it, you would just work down the list from number one through whatever till you get to the person that answers and can get there today,
Sure.
right?
Right. Right.
So, how closely does it match what you would do as a human, or is it calling them in different orders, or is it calling like who knows what the order is, right? Whatever. The other side of it is we don't know what the business experience is. Like, what happens?
Yes.
How many of you have gotten a call that is clearly AI on the other end and you just hang up because you don't want to talk to the AI and you're annoyed? How often is that going to happen with business owners if they don't realize the implications of hanging up and not answering that call? So we're trying to figure out how to get this to trigger for one of our clients that has call tracking with recordings so then we can listen to the call recording to hear what happened on the other end of the call. Because I can always ask our client, hey, what did it do? But that's not the same as having the recording to either be able to share the recording or have a transcript to say, if this is said on the call, make sure you don't hang up and you answer those questions so that you can show up in that list with information.
Yeah. No, those are all extremely valid points. In my one test, it mirrored the map pack. So, but I mean, I had a client call me yesterday. He's like, "Hey, I saw a video about this thing. How do we optimize for it?" I'm like, "At the moment, you don't.
You
Just pick up
answer
the
the
phone.
phone.
Just
Yeah.
pick up the phone." He's like,
Yep.
"So intake needs to pick up the phone." Yeah, that's kind of what you pay them for.
But you think too, like less for like all the car dealership terms, you're probably going to get an answer when the phone rings.
I would
But
hope
like
so.
all the electricians and the plumbers and all the small mom and pop SMBs, how often do you not answer the phone because you're the only one there and you are doing another job or talking to another customer or on the phone with another customer, because
Right.
it's what, you're a plumber and your one phone line rings to your cell phone and you're busy on the phone with someone else, you're not going to answer the call. And then when the email gets sent to the person that checked prices, it's going to say this business didn't answer. Now, it doesn't mean the business refused to answer the questions. It just means business didn't answer the phone.
All
But
right.
if you're going
Exactly.
to have AI check prices, it's because you want to save the time of calling a bunch of places yourself. If the business doesn't answer, that business isn't getting that conversion, period.
Exactly. Exactly. Shame on them. Oh man, you know what? Just that brings up a thought.
What?
I wonder how many small marketing companies are going to use this as a lead gen source. Think about it. If you're getting a list of people who are not picking up their phones
Then you can call all the people that are not picking up the phones and saying, hey, we can help you
or putting this
more
or
business because
contact
you're
them on our
not answering your
website or
phones.
yeah, contact them on our website or exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, obviously you guys need some marketing help. You missed a lead. And
Yep.
then small businessman's going to be like, I missed a what?
Yep. Yep.
I need that lead to feed my family. So, oh boy. Okay. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see if we hear that happening. Yeah.
The part of it that does kind of suck, though, is let's say, Ben, you're looking for a plumber and you just start calling down the list. And by number three or number four, somebody picks up the phone and you're like, yeah, bro, my toilet's broken. Can you come fix it? And they're like, yeah, bro, I can be there today. And you're like, how much does it cost? And they're like, it's $30. And you're like, cool, come on over. Then you're not going to keep calling other people.
Right.
This is going to keep calling everybody and then send you the list of prices where you may
I
have
don't
stopped.
know. I
Do
don't
what?
know about that. I don't think so.
Don't think what?
I don't think so. I think it literally is what you first said. It starts calling, and then when it hits somebody who picks up, it sends it to you.
Nope, it calls all 10 and it gives you the pricing information from everybody that answered.
Interesting. Then why did I only get three?
Maybe it's changed at that point. But yeah, now it's
Hmm.
like in Joy's test that she just did, she got 10 businesses listed and the only ones that had pricing information were the three or four that answered the either answered the phone or didn't hang up and answered the questions on the phone.
Right. That makes
So,
sense.
but
That
but
makes
now the
sense.
point is if it's going to call multiple businesses where you would have stopped immediately as soon as you called someone that didn't sound extravagantly expensive, you would have gone to work with me because you would have called me. I would have been like, yeah, bro, I can be there in 2 hours and I'm going to charge you $30. But now, the same amount of time it would have taken to make 4 or 5 phone calls and get that answer, it's going to make 10 phone calls and give you the answer. But you're going to have a list of 10 businesses and maybe only half of them answered. And I still answered. I still said $30, but somebody else answered and they said $15. You're
Hmm.
probably going to go with the guy that said $15. So
Yeah.
now I'm losing the lead as a business owner simply because somebody else beat me on price.
It's very
That
possible. It's
that could
extremely
suck,
possible.
you know?
Extremely possible. Another thing I was just thinking about too is that this actually would be something very good for them to monetize.
Oh yeah.
Like if you want to be included in this list of people we call, you're going to pay X amount of dollars per call,
Yeah,
kind
for
of like
sure.
LSA, basically.
Yeah, but it would be hard for them because, like, with an LSA, they clicked on your ad and gave you their info. With this, it would be really hard to charge a business just to be included when you don't get that customer's information and they will choose who they want to call and you're not gonna get the ability to talk to anyone if, like,
Possibly.
the,
Possibly,
the
yeah.
the system could call 10 different businesses and get an answer from all 10 and I get an email with 10 different prices. I'm only calling the one. The other ones that potentially I was a lead for don't get my information and I don't really have their information because they were just in a list and I didn't call them. So this could be a negative for higher
Possibly.
ranked businesses. Let's assume that it calls just in the order of the map pack. If you're a
Hmm.
higher ranked businesses, maybe it hurts you a little bit. If you're a lower ranked business with better price, it could actually help you. Because if it's calling 1 through 10, usually 1 through 3 are the ones getting all the phone calls. But now 1 through 10 is getting a phone call every time. And if you're number 10 and you're a better price or have more text and you're more availability, then you could win a lot of business without having the visibility that would normally
Yeah.
require that.
And so last piece about this probably would be is Chad brought up a good part about this. What about wait until AI is talking to AI?
Yeah.
And actually my customer asked me about that too. He's like, well, what if we have an AI answering service? I said, man, that's about as going to be as useful as, I don't know, people writing reviews with AI and answering reviews with AI.
Yeah.
It's going to I'm guaranteeing it's going to happen. Of course, there's already AI answering services out there. You know, grocery industry has them all over the place.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to happen too. So it's, yeah, like I said, next year is going to be interesting, man.
Yep.
It's going to be really
Yep.
interesting. All right. Um, Actually, you know what? I'm going to go into Q&A real quick because I'm about to answer one of James's questions really quick. So let me just go through here really quick. So I can. There it is. Oh, nope.
What with the next news?
Yeah, actually, and James just asked about the have AI get prices too. Almost done with the news. Let me just see. I'm just seeing if there's something in here. Okay, it's not in there. I'll ask and answer it anyway. Okay. Google has stated today, or most recently, that the bad review bug for the past 2 months is now fixed. And in case you're saying to yourself, what review bug is Ben talking about? I'm talking about the one where like hundreds of reviews were going missing day after day after day, and it kept on happening and happening and happening. Supposedly it's fixed. I'm personally calling BS on this. I'm still seeing it with a couple clients, and they said that they were going to backfill and reinstate reviews for all of the ones that were missing the reviews. This has not happened. And there's an interesting study from this company. I forget the name of it, but they said that it's looking like review velocity is actually what caused this issue, by the way, in the first place. Um, so yeah. So anyway, it's they're saying it's fixed. I don't know if it is or not. And yeah, and Mark, it's very good. It's a good idea to back up your reviews. We do it for every single one of our clients. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, the only other last thing, speaking of joy, is custom review names. We talked about this a little bit, and I guess it's out there in the wild now. So if you start seeing reviews come in under, I don't know, Freddy Krueger, then I guess you'll, or John Smith. Well, here we are back in, I don't know, 2013.
I'm gonna make myself Ben Fisher for all of my reviews.
Do it. All right.
You could really mess with someone because you could put someone else's picture and someone else's name in and
Yep.
then go leave reviews for a bunch of adult businesses. And then if you use the same photo that they have on their Google account, anyone looking wouldn't really be able to tell it wasn't that person.
That's correct.
That could be evil.
That's diabolical, buddy. But you see, those are the kind of things you just like never talk about.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that out loud.
Yeah, that's okay. It's all right. It's recorded for
All right,
history now.
so it is now time for live questions.
Let's do it. Q&A.
So, first one for you is from Chad, who
Mm.
actually entered the question right as he got into the show. So, thanks for that, Chad.
Good for you, Chad. Good for you.
Um,
Oh God, Chad.
yeah,
Don't
right.
do it. Yeah.
So Chad's question is a friend of mine had this business, Exceptional Property Management Group. There is a guy who says that she shouldn't use the similar phone number for her two GBPs. What say you?
That's
Can
true.
you, Chad, tell us what you mean by two different GBPs?
I mean, usually it's somebody who has two locations, right? And they're trying to use the same local phone number,
Is that
which
what it is,
is,
Chad? Let us know in the chat.
yeah. And in that sense, if that is the issue, then no, they should not do that. That's actually in the guidelines. One phone number, one location. You won't get suspended for it. Actually, I take that back. You can get suspended for it. We have seen that issue before.
All right.
Chad, you have
Well,
5 seconds.
clearly Chad is not listening right now. Is Chad
Mm,
still here? Let's look at that.
I don't know. Oh,
Chad is still, oh, power went
power
out.
went out. You know, I forget that it's winter for the rest of the country.
Yeah, right. So Chad, what are the two GBPs for the real estate business? Maybe.
Huh.
Oh, so it's just two different locations of the same business.
Yeah, yeah. That's okay. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, anyway, it's not allowed, Chad. It should be one phone number per location. All right. Well, Chad has another question for you. Has one for you. Actually, do we want to roast at the end?
Um,
Or do you want to do a roast now? We got 20 minutes.
well, we could come back to the roast, but we could answer the question that Chad asks about the text and the image.
All right. Well, then he's answering about Critter Wranglers, Knoxville, Tennessee. Love how people have such unique business names, you know?
And
I
he
see all
adds
sorts of interesting names.
text
Anyway,
around the image. When you
oh
say
yeah, the
he
guy
adds
in
text around the image, sorry, I'm reading ahead. I'll let you
that's
finish.
okay. Okay. He has a guy in Texas that handles his GPP and he adds the text around the image and says it helps. Text around the image. I'm gonna have to go look at this.
Well, he sent an example.
Oh, I see what he's doing. It's like a post, basically.
Yeah,
Text
it's
around the
got to be
image.
for post because it's not showing in the gallery there.
No, it doesn't help for SEO. Stop listening to dumb people. Tell them that.
Yeah,
um,
yeah. So
yeah.
for everyone that is listening, it is an image that has well, here I can just share
No,
screen.
you just throw it in the chat for everybody to see it.
So
Oh,
it's this image right here where it's got really small, it's pest control, and I can't even read all of them. Like
yeah.
it's got all of this text across the top and around the edge that is just a bunch of keywords. And then he's got some QR code, and then he's got all of his contact info. I'm assuming Chad is asking about all of the keywords around the edge of the image. A, none of that shit matters.
Christmas.
B, how could it matter? Like
Oh
I can't
God.
even read the text. If I can't read it, Google can't read it.
Well, Google could in theory OCR it, which is probably what the BS this person is shoveling.
I mean, look, you blow
Um,
it up, you can't even read the text. Like at least make it
yeah.
black text. Like that there's no way that would work. Even if this tactic worked, it would not work in this implementation because you can't read the text.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. Number one, okay, no, it's stupid. They're probably driving customers away, not
Yeah.
getting new customers because of this. Also, this violates almost every single post guideline out there.
Yeah.
Literally, it's formatted incorrectly. It's got a QR code in it. It's got a logo in it. It has a phone number in it. It has a website address in it. It has a Facebook URL. No.
Yep.
Oh man, glad he's your friend because otherwise I would say to get him suspended. you know. But yeah, tell him to stop wasting money. Basically,
Yep.
fire the guy, hire you. Okay, done.
Pretty much.
All right. Okay, so we will leave the roast though
Yeah,
for
we can come back
later.
to the roast, so don't get rid of the question.
Yep. All right.
Next question for you from John. Uh, my verification was rejected by Google. I'm not a service area. I followed all instructions, street address, surrounding environment, sign on the building, a utility bill, view of the ops room. I was rejected because they want to know how I am related to the business as a consultant. I was standing next to the owner at the time.
Oh, you showed your face. That's a no-no. Done. Period. End of story. You're not allowed to show your face. Any faces, by the way. And it's, you're not even in a mirror or
I
a
wish they
window
would
or
tell people that
glass.
because I think so many people fail their verification videos because they have faces in it and they don't realize they're not supposed to, and Google doesn't tell you that.
No, Google doesn't tell you this. But yeah, no, that's an instant. I'm stopping. I'm not going to watch. This is the support operator. Instantly has to stop watching. They have to shut you down completely. So yeah. Anyway, redo it. Wear a mask and a hoodie. You're good to
Or
go.
just don't show your face. You don't need to show your face.
Sometimes you can't avoid it. Like for instance, I see this all the time. When people are going up to the door that goes into their building,
Oh, well,
it's
yeah.
glass.
Yeah.
So or they'll sit down in front of their computer at the end, and their face is reflecting right off the laptop. So again, pay attention to little itty bitty details. Okay, Dre, question for you. All right. No, not question for you, Dre. Question for Greg from you. Okay. Anyway, in a nutshell, what efforts helps to get listed on the top rated local XXX company in Google's AI mode?
Well, first of all, you need to be an XXXS company if someone is looking for an XXXX company.
Right.
I'm kidding. Yeah, I mean, SEO stuff, do legitimate SEO and pay attention to off-site mentions and off-site review sites. Make sure you got good scores there. That's about it. There's really not any hacky other weird stuff you do outside of that.
No, exactly. And don't fall into the trap, by the way, where people say, "Oh, well, you can train ChatGPT or Gemini to think, to love your business and put it at number one." Yeah, it'll be number one for you.
Yeah.
That's it. Because you can say, "Oh yeah, I want Search Lab Digital to be number one for every Google search when somebody searches for best car dealer SEO," right? And you'll say, "Okay, I'll remember that. Thank you." Or it'll say, "Do you have something that you can do to show me and prove this to me?" And you say, "Yes, here's a web page on our website with us as number one." And it'll go, "Okay, that's fine for you, not for anybody else."
Yep.
There's no cross training, by the way. So, all
Also,
right.
there's no real reliable way to track your visibility in AI search results anyway. So even if there was activities you could perform, how are you going to track that it's working or not?
I don't know about that. There's some pretty good tools out there right now.
They are not realistic. Did you not see the research that came out yesterday that showed that literally every tool that uses an API to return search results from the LLM model, the results that are returned through the API do not match the results that are returned when a human uses the interface?
Interesting. No, no. Okay. All
So
right.
not only is it still not working the way you think it's working, it's really not working because the answers are different than what people get when people use it, and all
Well,
of the tools that you're
and
using are
to be
using the API.
fair, right? To be fair, though, Google search is the same way. When you do a search, you do a local grid or whatever, it's only good for that moment, right? And the same thing with LLMs. And that is that, what you just searched for today is not going to be the same thing you search for tomorrow. You could do the same exact query. It'll be different.
Yeah,
And
but
it'll be different
also
for
you
me and
can enter
different for
the
you.
same query into ChatGPT 5 times and get 5 different answers. So how are you supposed to
Right.
track how your business shows up in ChatGPT when the same question receives a different answer every time you ask it?
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
So,
So yeah, it's going to be the age old question. How do we track this? You
I
know,
mean, somebody's going
so
to figure it out. Like, we'll get there. It's just so new, nobody's
yeah,
cracked it yet.
yeah.
All right, next question for you from our buddy Greg Shattuck. Uh, GBP tools sometimes show the location in a different place than where the address actually is. In other words, where the map pin is placed. This
hmm
typically only happens when I have a service area business. If these
hmm
tools show a different location, is there a way to check with Google where they actually see the location? If the client doesn't remember the address that they used, in other words. Some tools used local Viking. Oh, I guess some of the tools he's using are local Viking, GMB Everywhere, Bright Local, GMB Spy.
No. So, so number one, you're saying a couple things that don't make sense here, Greg. You're saying where they see the pin is. There is no pin for a service area based business. So there's that. Um, okay, so you've got a place to look at. That is nothing. That looks like either a suspended profile or something else. Anyway, if it doesn't have an address, there's not going to be a pin. So there's that. Can you clear that up for me first? Is it a service area based business or is it a brick and mortar or is it a hybrid? Is it showing the address? I guess is the plain question. It's an SAB. It's an SAB, man. It doesn't go off the verification address in a sense, meaning what's on the map. It goes off at the service area. Okay. So what you need to do though is if you go into Google Maps and you type in that service area, basically, it'll give you an outline of what that looks like, the entire service area. Yeah. And so again, where they're saying the business is located, I'm going to have to see what you're talking about. Are you talking about the plus code? Yeah,
Yeah, give us
exactly.
a link to
What's
see
the
what the
name?
business is.
He tried. It comes up blank. Just give us the name and the location, Post Falls. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, there it is. Yeah, so I don't know what the problem here is. I mean, I can see Post Falls right in the middle of my screen. What's the issue? Just trying to figure out what the issue is here because this doesn't make any sense as far as the problem goes, at least.
But he says he took the geo coordinates from the map listing.
Oh, no, why? What are you trying to do? No, not at all. The geo coordinates have almost nothing to do with it. I mean, it's, you know, where, yeah, I mean, the service area is all that matters. It's the verification address, which in this case would probably be Post Falls.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, done. All right. All right. Juan Mesa has a question for you. Hi there, guys. Lately, we've been seeing a weird error on some of our clients' GPPs. We're not able to see the icons and I can't say resume atop. Not sure if they have that name. Here is, yeah, here's an example. It's a Google Drive link. And here's an example of one we can't even, when it says manage this profile. I'm kind of not understanding what the question is here. Are you, Greg?
Well, it is a immigration lawyer. I can't tell where it is because it won't. I can't zoom in on this, and I can't. Let me download the image, and then I can zoom.
You might need to ask this question a little bit more succinctly.
Okay, Juan, I see here. I can just share the screen, Ben, so you can see what we're looking at. I see the PMAX integration thing there about something, but it's a Google Ads summary. So are you saying this Lincoln
Oh
Goldman
no, no,
law?
no, 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 no. I know exactly what he's saying. This is the NMX issue. Okay, no, no, no.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
get
yeah.
it.
All right,
Sorry, I couldn't
now I know
figure
what
out
you're
from the
saying.
wording what
Okay,
it was.
yeah, and I couldn't understand what you meant by we were not able to see the icons and resume atop. I don't know what resume atop means, but now I see what the issue is. Okay, so this is an issue where Google is not showing the icons that allow you to edit things, etc. Uh, inside of Google search, basically direct edit, NMX, whatever you want to call it. This is a bug. Okay. It's an active bug. First thing you need to do is go out and reach out to support. If that doesn't work, come to the support forums, Google community. Don't give it any personal information whatsoever and just give us the profile ID along with a case ID. And then they can look into it for you. But it's a bug. Nothing you can do about it.
Boom.
Yep. All right. I'm going to throw this one at you, okay? You
Okay.
want to know? All right. I have a client who shows a duplicate GBP listing with a different business ID than the one that I have access in their dashboard. I cannot find the duplicate anywhere. How would you determine if it is a real duplicate listing?
Well, if the client has a GBP in their dashboard with an ID that's not the same as the ID in your dashboard, then it's duplicate listing. It's two different businesses.
Right.
So
Yep.
it is a real duplicate. So what you
It's
would need
two.
to determine is which one should be retained as the primary profile so that when you contact support and ask them to merge, you don't want to merge and keep those reviews
No,
if
no, no, no,
there's
no, no.
reviews
A
there.
duplicate. No. So a duplicate is just a shell. It doesn't exist. It doesn't do anything. It means nothing. So just have the client remove the duplicate from their profile, from their dashboard and be done with it. It's
Unless his is the duplicate and the client's is the real one, you got to figure out
no,
which one is being displayed.
won't matter. Won't matter whatsoever, actually, in this case, because
Gotcha.
there's nothing to do with it. Google can't do anything with it. You can't do anything with it. Literally, it's it is the essential term of what a duplicate is, meaning that there was one, somebody made another, and it got labeled as a duplicate. The one that he has is the real one
How do you know that?
because I've dealt with thousands of duplicates
Right, but how do you know that that Greg's listing is the duplicate and not the business owner's listing is the duplicate?
because then his would be labeled as a duplicate and the business owner would have the actual profile.
Oh, gotcha, because it says right there in the question that the client's
Exactly.
labeled as duplicate. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
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 Gotcha.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
That's all. Yeah. This is this kind of question. It literally is like if you haven't dealt with like literally thousands of profiles, like in this state, you could hardly ever know this answer. Um, yeah, it just takes a lot of looking at these because I used to think the same thing way back in the day when I started seeing duplicates. So I'd be like, oh man, how can I figure this out? What can I do? And sometimes you even get the one that says, this is already online, request access, but I already have access.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
when you request access, it causes yours to become the duplicate
Yeah.
just because you actually have it now. So even though it's a
Yeah.
different CID, that's all.
All right.
It's a
Question for
tough
you
question.
from our buddy James. Hey, James, by the way. Uh, if we have a case on missing reviews and Google said that the reviews that were removed were valid removals, is it worth fighting back or just accepting that the reviews were removed and move on?
Great question, James. Push back once, get emotional. And I mean, get emotional. Like, my business is going through tough times. I can't feed my children, yada, 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 yada. Go just, this is the one time I actually say get emotional with support because what's usually occurring here on the back end is that the support operator is basically being really freaking lazy. They're like, yeah, sure, we restored the reviews that are valid. Uh huh. In other words, they clicked a button and they restore one review. And it's usually a one-star review, actually. But if you get emotional and you push back, maybe 10 out of 100 times, 10% of the time, they will actually restore all the reviews because they actually have to go look for them. And so they especially do this in cases where there's lots of reviews because they don't have good tools to find these reviews and restore them, basically. So, anyway, push back once, be emotional. Don't get smart. Don't get angry. Just emotional. Try it.
Boom.
Okay. Good question, Greg. Greg has a question for you, Greg.
Sweet.
All right. So GBP, get a quote. Do you feel like Google ever used the price that you add to services for this? If you've added the price, of course.
Uh, I don't think so because it's not just having AI get price, it's having AI get price and availability. And so I think because of the questions you have to answer when you fill out the form, it is related to some sense of immediacy or scheduling that it's not going to know just by looking at any price lists in a menu or in your services. So I think it will continue to call.
And good points. Also, the price that you put into services, you might have filled that out a year ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
Not a
inconclusive data.
trustworthy source of information.
Yep. Okay.
Ooh,
Uh,
James has a question for you also about having AI get prices, and it is also an excellent question. When you
ooh.
search for Dallas plumbers, a button appears called Have AI Get Prices. My question is, do we know if the AI can navigate a business's phone tree? I do not know the
No,
answer to that.
I do not know the answer to that either. I, I would think the answer is probably not, but
But we're about to be running tests on that, and I can add that into our test and hopefully see. It's going to depend on if we can coordinate it where we know when you have a 10-minute window that you know the calls are going to happen once you fill out the form and click it. So we're going to try to coordinate with clients to make sure that they're there and available to answer the phone, hopefully to get the call recordings like I mentioned earlier, but now we can also know if it comes back and it says, hey, this business didn't answer, and there was somebody there waiting to answer the phone, and the phone tree never let the phone ring because it couldn't navigate the phone tree, we could then maybe make a deduction that it can't navigate the phone tree. But I would think they figured out a way to let AI navigate the phone tree in case that happens. Because you
yeah.
can't expect to roll this out and not expect it to work on anybody with the phone tree, which is tons and tons of businesses out there.
Yep. Okay. So I think Juan has a question next. I think my turn or your turn?
Let's give it to you.
All right.
Lastly, Juan has a client that just opened a new office in Houston. As a general rule, Google blocked the GBP. We already supplied the lease agreement and the assumed name with the Secretary of State of Texas, trying to trigger a video verification a couple of times using first the appeal tool and then the request additional review of a denied appeal after fixing some errors on the page. But we are just getting emails saying we checked your account and it appears like your business profile isn't eligible to display on Google because it violates the GBP quality guidelines. Not sure what else we can do. Thanks for any advice.
Okay. First, when you're suspended, you can't trigger verification. So I think you're just talking about just a reinstatement. Okay. Your profile is suspended. You've done the appeal and you've done the review. Fantastic. And they're saying no. So you only have one choice. Go to the Google Business Profile community, open up a thread. Do not include any personal information. I will reiterate this. Do not include any personal information when you're going to the Google Business Profile community. Thank you. Spread that far and wide, by the way. Tell all your friends, your family. Doesn't matter who. Just tell them.
No
Anyway,
drive links.
no drive links. We don't want to see your proof, please. And then just provide your profile ID and your case ID. That's all we need. Say, hi, I have somebody who is suspended. We've appealed and gone through a review. Here's the case ID. Here's the business profile ID. Please help. You could literally say that. And then somebody like Greg and I will go ahead and send it over to Google to review. And then they will
Boom.
reach out to you if they want to. Yes, I said if they want to. That is accurate.
There we go.
All right. Question for you. How much is the rank of GBP affected by how recent the latest reviews are? You got it, one.
I mean, it's a strong signal, but there's no way to say it's 30% of the value of all of the signals. It's also going to be different depending on the recency of your reviews compared to the recency of your competitors. So even within a vertical, we're saying, let's say we're just talking plumbers. The recency of reviews of plumbers in Dallas, it may be a stronger signal than the recency of reviews in Phoenix, Arizona, because the plumbers in Phoenix don't get as many reviews as the plumbers in Dallas. So the recency signal isn't as weighted because it doesn't need to be as much. So there's no way to answer this question. All we know is it's a strong signal.
No, man. What are you talking about? It's 80% of the local algorithm. Come on.
82.346%.
Oh, shit. I forgot about the
But we're not supposed to say those
2.346%.
numbers to people that aren't under the NDA, bro.
I know, but come on. Jeez. God, gotta give somebody a bone every once in a while. No, Greg is right. I mean, it doesn't, okay? But now review consistency. That's a damn good thing to have. And I think was it Joy who did a test on this?
On which? On recency?
Yeah, not
Joy's
review
tested
recent.
it. Uh,
It was more like review consistency versus recency.
oh yeah, I mean a while ago, but yeah, recently Joy's tested the recency thing. Darren's tested it. We've tested it. For sure, recency is a signal right now.
Yeah. So,
And
yeah,
with that, we're at the end of our hour. So, Chad,
yeah,
you're
we
gonna
are.
have to check back to the next episode to hear us do the roast for that Critter Wranglers GBP.
Yep. We will roast you.
And this is probably our last episode of the year too, right?
No, this
Or will
is.
we be back on the second?
I believe we will be back on the second because I know
Okay,
you're in town and
I'm
I'm
in
in
town.
town.
So,
So
hey, everybody, will you show up on the second if we do an episode on the second?
actually, that's a good question.
Because if everybody's traveling and gone and stuff, we can take the week off for the
Yeah,
holidays.
you're
But
totally going to skip it.
let us know in the chat. Joe's
All
gonna be
right.
there.
Joe will be
Joe's
there.
cool with
Okay.
it.
All right. Mark, come on,
Come on,
Chad.
Chad. Showing up for our bi-weekly podcast is much more important than your
Yeah.
anniversary, bro.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, come on. Well, being married versus, coming to our show. What?
Yeah.
It's like there's
Get
no
your
contact.
priorities in line there, buddy.
Oh, Susan. Now, Susan just said no. So she's late. And now she's saying no.
She's
Oh,
probably not ever coming back because she's dead to us because she was
geez,
late this year
Susan.
or this time.
Gosh.
All
All
right, looks
right.
like enough people will be around. We should do it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, no. Mark is saying he will probably be there.
Well, we'll probably have an episode then.
I don't know. If we show up and we don't see Susan and Mark, we might just have to just can it, like get in for 5 minutes, go Happy New Year and go.
But even still, it is actually the last episode of the year today for us.
It is, yeah, it is. It is. It is. We've been doing this now for what, 3 years now?
3 or 4 years at least.
At least 3 years. At least 3 years. Something like that. Cheers,
Yeah.
buddy. Well, everybody have a wonderful holiday season and a happy new year. Be safe, be kind, be good, get lots of presents. Oh, and now Mark says he'll probably. Yeah, okay. All right, fine, Mark. Whatever. No. All right. Now, seriously, everybody have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. Get some rest, get some relax. I'm sure Google will make us all stressed out enough next year.
Yep.
All right.
Enjoy the holidays, everybody.
Bye, everybody.